Hello, good morning. I'm Paolo del Rosario, and welcome to WeatherHQ. Let's take a look at the local weather. Now, for those who are going out and heading out to your family reunions, let's take a look at the weather conditions in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao based on the Metro weather system. Let's find out if it's going to be a bit wet or if you're going to get a bit of a respite from all of the rain that we've been experiencing lately. Let's take a look at northern Luzon. Now, residents can look forward to a delightful day under partly cloudy skies. Now, the weather is ideal for outdoor activities, particularly in Basco, where you're going to have mild temperatures of around 21 to 26 degrees Celsius. And of course, that creates a pleasant bonding atmosphere for family, especially in Basco, where it really is beautiful scenery. Let's take a look at Tuguegarao. Tuguegarao will have slightly warmer temperatures with around 24 to 28 degrees Celsius being the range of the temperature there, while Lawag can anticipate around 24 to 32 degrees Celsius, all of them conducive for family gatherings. A bit hot, but then still great weather. In Apari, while under cloudy skies, only slim chance of rain there, keeping temperatures comfortably nestled between 25 to 28 degrees Celsius. So nice weather over in Apari. Now, in contrast, Baguio and Dagupan are expected to see a bit more precipitation with cloudy skies and potential rain showers on the horizon. Now, Baguio's cooler mountain climate offers soothing temperatures between 17 and 24 degrees Celsius, perfect for warm, intimate indoor family gatherings, kahit medyo chilly sa labas. Meanwhile, Dagupan will experience a warmer ambiance with temperatures fluctuating between 25 degrees Celsius and 31 degrees Celsius. Now, Bigan is set to bask in the hot sun, 31 degrees Celsius being the high there, and it drops to 27 degrees. Now, this makes it an exceptional backdrop for exploring and reconnecting with loved ones. Now, that's it for northern Luzon. Let's now take a look at central Luzon. Now, the forecast indicates largely cloudy skies, accompanied by intermittent rain showers and occasional thunderstorms all throughout the day. Now, temperatures will remain comfortable, with areas such as Iba and Subic enjoying a range of 24 to 31 degrees Celsius in terms of the temperature. Now, Angeles and Metro Manila will see slightly cooler temperatures resting between 24 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius, while Tarlac and Casiguran will not vary much, ranging from 23 to 29 degrees Celsius. Now, Gapan will offer the coolest respite in the region, providing temperatures between 23 to 27 degrees Celsius. This relative chilliness is perfect for those looking to escape the usual warmth prevalent in the surrounding areas. Now, that's some nice respite for you. Let's take a look at southern Luzon. Now, southern Luzon reveals a continuous pattern of cloudy skies punctuated by scattered rain showers and occasional thunderstorms, particularly in picturesque spots such as Coron, Puerto Galera, Romblon, Sorsogon, Virac, Daet, Legazpi, Calamba, and Tagaytay. Now, Tagaytay in particular will have cooler weather, 20 to 23 degrees Celsius, ideal for those trying to run away from the heat, especially those in Metro Manila making their way down there. Calamba follows closely, exhibiting slightly warmer conditions, but temperatures still at a cool 25 to 26 degrees Celsius over in Calamba. Now, Puerto Galera and Sorsogon will welcome family members with temperatures fluctuating between 25 to 27 degrees Celsius. And Legazpi, Daet, Virac, and Romblon will present a warm setting with temperatures hovering from 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. Coron, however, is expected to be the warmest in the region. Take a look at that, 32 degrees Celsius being the high over in Coron. A bit steamy, but it's still ideal for gatherings during the evening. Now, let's take a look at Visayas. Shifting to the Visayas region, Bacolod is poised to enjoy radiant sunny weather with temperatures ranging from 24 to 31 degrees Celsius, an excellent climate for outdoor activities. Now, in Metro Cebu, as we take a look at this here, you can expect cloudy skies with a range of 10 to 20% chance of rain gracing the afternoon. Now, temperatures will oscillate between 26 and 31 degrees Celsius. Other vibrant areas like Iloilo, Boracay, Dumaguete, Tacloban, Tagbilaran, and Catarman will see cloud covers all throughout with a little bit of rain showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. Now, the temperatures will be a bit consistent, hovering around 24 to 31 degrees Celsius in the areas that we mentioned a while ago. Now, let's go to the southern jewel of the Philippines, Mindanao. Now, you can expect predominantly cloudy conditions with rain showers and thunderstorms anticipated all throughout the day. As you can see here, the entire region that we're covering are seeing similar weather conditions. Now, Dipolog will feel the heat as well as Zamboanga, with temperatures potentially soaring to around 33 degrees Celsius. Now, that means that it might actually be better to hit the water activities and saving the reunions for the evening. Now, Metro Davao aligns closely with the temperatures also climbing to around 32 degrees Celsius. Now, this is ideal for enjoying the balmy weather, but then you may want to do the similar things in Dipolog and in Zamboanga. Meanwhile, General Santos and Butuan feature a more moderate climate with temperatures ranging from 24 to 31 degrees Celsius. CDO, Cagayan de Oro, can expect temperature to rise up to 29 degrees Celsius, while Marawi, as is typical in the region, will enjoy a cooler climate, showcasing temperatures between 21 to 25 degrees Celsius, perfect for a relaxing family atmosphere. As you embark on your joyful family reunions, remember, keep an eye on the local weather updates to stay aware of any sudden changes. Stay safe and relish every moment with your cherished family members. Now, when we return, I'll speak with climatologist Dr. Gerry Bagtasa on how to be climate resilient in 2025. Stay tuned. You're watching WeatherHQ. You're still watching WeatherHQ. I'm Paolo del Rosario. As the Philippines continues to face the growing impact of climate change, building climate resilience is more critical than ever. To give us advice on how to be more climate resilient in 2025, we have via Zoom is a climatologist from the Institute of Environmental Science and Meteorology, Dr. Gerry Bagtasa. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hi. Good morning, Paolo. Happy to be here.
Doc, let's talk first about the climate risks that we've faced over in 2024. A lot of people are going to be wondering, can we expect more intense incidents of them coming in 2025, especially with the amount of news made on how historically bad some of those climate incidents were in 2024?
Yeah, so 2025 will be a little bit different from 2024 since we are moving towards a neutral ENSO, or we don't have a, because right now we have a slight and we'll have a brief La Nina event because of the very cold waters of the Eastern Pacific. But for next year, we don't see those waters cooling, and we expect a little bit different from this year.
Mm-hmm. So for those who are going to be in particular the coastal areas or rural communities, how could they prepare better for any of the climate risks that we will encounter in 2025?
Yeah, of course, saying that it's a little bit different, but of course we're still expecting a lot of rainfall and tropical cyclones for 2025. And so for people living in coastal areas, which is a lot of people in the Philippines, the usual thing, listening to forecasts first of all, evacuating when it's needed. I think these are the things that are essential for coping with mitigating disasters from tropical cyclones or heavy rain.
Well, the national government has issued legislation that would actually push local government units to improve on their evacuation centers, have permanent facilities with regard to them, and to be able to weather things like extreme weather conditions and even earthquakes. How important are moves like that from the legislative level and from the LGU level to try and combat extreme weather conditions?
Yeah, so extreme weather conditions will always happen. So that's what we have to think about. And since it will always happen, the thing that we need to do is to move away from these extreme events. So evacuation is very important, but we see that most of the evacuation sites are just like basketball courts that are already there, and schools and so on, that are not necessarily away from not away from those hazards. So they are also vulnerable. So yeah, so we need to really think about where to put this, evacuation centers and so on. So essentially starting from the ground up, and hopefully it will mitigate future disasters.
Well, obviously, a lot of people would want to fight climate change, try and combat them. There are now initiatives for more sustainable agriculture and even water management in general. And of course, when you look at all of those factors, do you think that as early as now they could play a big role in terms of climate resilience in the Philippines?
Oh yeah, definitely. We are we People tend to think that climate change will happen in the future, but in fact, climate is already changing. So as it changes, as there are variations from year to year, then as early as now, doing things that will try to mitigate like agricultural disasters and so on would be really helpful.
We mentioned smart agriculture a while ago. It feels like farmers have to adapt a bit quicker than they normally have to, considering the changes in the planting seasons and even the harvesting seasons, and even having to harvest early due to extreme weather conditions. Just how important is being more climate smart for farmers in particular to help ensure food security and, of course, protect livelihood amid the changing weather patterns?
Yeah, so you mentioned, Paolo, that there's already a lot of things that are being done, but I think it's not enough. So if we look at neighboring countries, even those that are developing, like Thailand, there's a lot of smart agriculture that's happening there, and they're I believe quicker in terms of implementing this new technology. So yeah, so I think it's really good that there's a lot of farmers that are already doing science-based planting and so on. But I think there's a lot more to do.
We talk about the urban part of it, and of course, urban areas in the Philippines trying to become more climate resilient by 2025. I know it's a very short time frame, a very quick turnaround, and particularly in terms of flood management and heat mitigation. Just how quickly do you feel they need to adapt to be ready for 2025?
Oh yeah, very very quick, and I think unfortunately there's no time to to prepare for 2025 in terms of as you mentioned, heat mitigation and flooding. So for flooding, it's been a perennial problem. There's a lot of solutions that are being brought to the government, but they tend to be very expensive. So there's a lot of it can't be done in a very short time. For heat mitigation, we expect that this coming few months, March, April, May, the hottest months of the year, it may be not as hot as 2024 for 2025, but still very hot, and there will be extreme days. And it's too soon. 3-4 months from now, it's too short of a time to do anything about it. So I guess we just have to adapt to the conditions.
Doc, there's so many rules for Filipinos here, especially in the metro, when regard to go bags preparation, being ready for any extreme weather conditions, whether it be flood, whether it be earthquakes or any of the sort. Do you feel that the Filipino standards for preparation for these extreme weather events have to be raised slightly, considering how much more often that they've actually happened, and of course in taking a more active role in reducing their own carbon footprint moving on?
Yeah, in terms of preparation, definitely being prepared will definitely lessen the impacts of these extreme weather hazards, whether it be tropical cyclones, monsoon rain, shear lines, and so on. But in terms of mitigating climate change by lessening our carbon emission, unfortunately, the carbon emission of the Philippines is so small that we can't really do anything about it. Even if we reduce our carbon footprint, doesn't really do much in terms of the overall emissions of the Philippines. So, yeah, it's more of it's not mitigation that we need to focus on, but rather it's not mitigation of the emissions, but rather the mitigation of the hazards
Yeah.
brought about by climate change. Yeah.
How can the private sector contribute to climate resilience in 2025? Because industries like tourism, agriculture, and even energy have had their own efforts to try and mitigate climate change and actually be better in climate resilience. In particular, we actually see the Philippines now developing what is supposed to be the largest solar farm in terms of storage and production here in the country, and trying to make that financially viable. How important is it for projects like that to be successful, to send more messages to fight climate change and promote climate resilience in 2025?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, the emissions of the Philippines is so small that
Yeah.
even if we reduce it by a lot, doesn't really matter. But having wind farms, solar farms, it will we're also having difficulty in terms of filling the gaps in terms of energy use. So
Yeah.
having these solar farms, wind farms will definitely increase the energy resources that we have. That will be helpful for the economy. I think in that sense, that would be really good. But in terms of mitigating climate change, unfortunately, yeah, it's kind of difficult to say. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir, Dr. Gerry Bagtasa, for joining us. We really appreciate the insights and, of course, all of the frankness with your words. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Paolo.
Global weather is up next. Keep it here. Still watching BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Welcome back. Still watching WeatherHQ. Let's take a look at the global weather in parts of the world. Cloudy skies accompanied by intermittent rain showers are expected to affect several cities this week, notably Birmingham, Austin, and Pittsburgh over in the United States. Now, in Birmingham, residents can expect around 22 degrees Celsius in terms of the temperature, offering a mild climate despite the rainy weather that they can expect there. Now, similarly, Austin is expected to experience slightly cooler conditions with temperatures settling at around 20 degrees Celsius. Now, Pittsburgh will see much cooler weather with temperatures dropping to a chilly 5 degrees Celsius, making it essential for residents to dress warmly. Tourists as well. Now, meanwhile, in Chicago, a wintry mix is on the horizon as snowfall is expected to bring about significantly cooler temperatures over in Chicago. Around 2 degrees Celsius is going to be the temperature there. A big plummet there considering when you look at Birmingham, Austin, and San Francisco. So make sure you do stay safe because it may lead to hazardous road conditions and a need to wear warmer clothing and take precautions against the cold. On to the West Coast, though, San Francisco will enjoy partly cloudy skies, providing a break from the rain, with temperatures reaching a comfortable high of up to 16 degrees Celsius. Now, moving on over to Europe. Let's go to the south of the British Isles as Glasgow is basking in bright and sunny conditions, an unexpected treat for this typically overcast city. Still, despite the absence of any clouds, pleasant weather comes with a relatively cool temperature of 5 degrees Celsius. So while it's sunny, residents might still want to bundle up a bit to enjoy the day outside a bit more comfortably. Moving on to Brussels and the continent, residents can expect rain throughout the day, contributing to a dreary ambiance. The temperature is expected to reach a slightly cooler 12 degrees Celsius, making it a perfect day for indoor activities. Similarly, in Warsaw, rainfall is also on the horizon with temperatures hovering around a brisk 11 degrees Celsius, prompting many to seek shelter or cozy up with a warm drink, especially in the season. Now moving on over to Ibiza. The weather presents a contrast as the skies remain predominantly cloud-covered, but with a low probability of rain. This means that while the sun may occasionally peek through, it's unlikely to wash out any of the outdoor plans that you might have. On the other hand, in Botosani, the weather today is marked by partly cloudy skies, creating a serene atmosphere as temperatures settle at a cool 12 degrees Celsius. The mild conditions are ideal for a stroll, though a light jacket might be advisable for those sensitive to the chilly air. Now let's go back over to Asia. Let's go on to the Maldives, where it is wonderfully sunny. Temperatures reaching a warm 28 degrees Celsius. Great tropical weather here in this tropical paradise. It is perfect for those who are looking to enjoy the beaches and clear blue waters of the islands. Now, in stark contrast, though, we go to Astana. It is experiencing frigid conditions with the temperature plummeting to a chilly 14 degrees Celsius. Not just chilly, really freezing. Residents and visitors are expected to deal with the cold weather, wintry weather, and that is typical of this northern city. Colombo has partly cloudy skies today, presenting a pleasant atmosphere with a temperature of around 29 degrees Celsius. An ideal day for outdoor activities while the weather remains warm, but of course you might end up sweaty. Make sure that you do prepare for that. Taipei, let's take a look at that. Under cloudy skies, but fortunately there is no rain in the forecast over in Taipei. Temperature is comfortable for around 24 degrees Celsius, making it a pleasant day to explore the city and really enjoy your food trips. In Chennai, on the other hand, it is facing cloudy skies, accompanied by occasional rain showers with temperatures hovering around 28 degrees Celsius. The weather may require an umbrella, but the warm temperature still keeps it relatively pleasant. So that's how it's looking over in Asia. Let's go down south to Australia. Now, in the land down under, Port Hedland is the first place we're going to look at. Partly cloudy weather is accompanied by significantly higher temperatures, soaring to a scorching 41 degrees Celsius. In Hobart, you can expect partly cloudy skies as well, and the temperature potentially reaching up to 21 degrees. Now, in Normanton and Longreach, the weather is characterized by overcast conditions, with temperatures hovering around 33 degrees Celsius in Normanton, while Longreach is warmer, reaching about 38 degrees Celsius. So in contrast, Wellington, though, will have sunny weather throughout the day. Residents here will experience 30 degrees Celsius, which is actually relatively cool considering when you look at Longreach and Port Hedland. It's ideal for going outdoors in that area. Again, summertime in Australia, so temperatures are going to vary a bit wildly there, especially when it comes to the heat. Now moving on to Africa. Let's take a look at Lagos and Harare, which shows clear and sunny conditions. Temperatures forecasted to be around 27 degrees Celsius in Harare, and in Lagos around 35 degrees Celsius. Now in Eldoret, the forecast suggests a cloudier day, though the chances of rain remain a bit low, resulting in a more temperate environment throughout the day. In addition, Johannesburg and Victoria will experience cloudy skies with possible rain showers. Temperatures in Johannesburg are expected to reach a pleasant 28 degrees Celsius, while Victoria is anticipated to have a cooler 27 degrees Celsius, presenting a nice contrast between these two places. A lot of places to go all over the world. Hopefully, wherever you are, you do enjoy the weather there. But that is it for us on Weather HQ for today. Join me again tomorrow, whatever the weather, only here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Have a great morning.